Now look, I can explain. Guys, today's video will be talking about how to beat the Emperor Vitz. He is probably the hardest event currently in Grand Summoners Globe, but upon beating him, if you can beat him multiple times, you will get him at luck 140. Now I want to say real quick, whenever this video comes out, there'll probably be less than a day left for you to do this, because I didn't want to make this video until I was certain how to beat it. Also, just for reference, I will be using Mugu's guide for this, so if you guys want to check that out, it should be in the description box below. I'm pretty sure it's Mugu's guide. If it's not, then my bad, Mugu. I thought you made it. So Vitz is a brand new type of unit. He is an ultra luck unit, and ultra luck units allow them to go beyond the normal luck cap for free units, which for free units it's 120, but for Vitz and aces, which will be coming later on down the line, they can reach 140. Now it does actually put you up against a hyper specialty X quest that is extremely difficult, and you must be level 100 to even host it. So if you are under level 100, you can't even get Vitz. You can get his limit breaks by joining lobbies, but you will not be able to get Vitz because Vitz is a mission clear reward for completely clearing out the hyper specialty X mission. I have of course the boss Vitz. What does he do and what do you need to be looking out for? So I'm just gonna say it, he has 6.5 million HP. That is a lot, but it's not too bad. He has 200% paralysis and freeze resistance, 100% silence resist, and a 90% faint resist, 50% blind, burn, poison resist, 30% break and disease resist, 200% fire resist, 200% fire killer, 30% accuracy up, 75% art damage resist when not broken, begins the fight with an art, 5 orb art freezes and reduces your water resist. Also, he can stack this to where you will have multiple water resist down on you. At 50% HP, he will true art, which is more so a nuke that he does. At 20% HP, he will do another nuke. And then at 0% HP, he will revive, summon one of his buddies named Kurt, and then transition into his revived state. So in the beginning of the quest, this man was gonna nuke everybody. Every single person on the field will be nuked. So that's just Vitz by himself. We're not even talking about all the mechanics and stuff yet. That is just his stats alone and some stuff that he will be doing throughout the fight. Now with that alone, you can see how difficult this event can be. And with that, it requires a very specific comp. I am going to recommend you guys the one comp that I think is hands down the best comp for this. Because like I said, this event is very random. A lot of RNG, a lot of stuff needs to go your way, and this comp seems to do it consistently every single time. And what comp is that? That is Badul, Dark Celia, Thetis, and Finn. These 4 are the ones that can tackle this event. Literally the hardest part about this event for this team is just the beginning. If you can get past the beginning, you win. So looking at this comp, technically there is 2 free-to-play units and 2 paid units. Badul is a free unit currently in the game that you can farm him up to luck 120. Finn is technically free because you can get him from the unit of choice ticket. However, Delia and Thetis are both gacha units, and Thetis is currently nowhere to be found, but Delia is on a banner right now. And the equips that are on screen right now from this screenshot is probably the best thing that you can use on these units. Since all of that is now done, let's now break down every single thing that Vitz will be doing along with the side enemies that will be in the fight with. Then we'll have a visual example to kind of show you what you're dealing with here, because I'm telling you guys, you're gonna get fucked up. So his initial nuke will be at the start of the fight. He will inflict reduced freeze resist by 80% for 50 seconds, and he negates evasion effects. Plus, he reduces damage by 50% for 50 seconds, and he gains a buff that increases all allies' attack by 100%. His normal attacks will have a 25% chance to reduce skill CT recovery by 10%, plus water resistance by 15%. His skill will reduce art by 5, plus reduce the healing taken by 50%. His normal art will activate once he acquires 5 orbs. Upon acquiring those 5 orbs, he will inflict freeze, which is going to last for 8 seconds, and it's an 80% chance to happen, and he will reduce water resist by 30%. His true arts is last in the ice. Activates at 50% and 20% HP. He inflicts ultimate freeze for 15 seconds, and it has an 80% chance to land. He will also reduce arts of every unit by 200. Unless you have a taunt tank, then it will only be 1 because the taunt tank will just take it all. He then gains a buff which increases water damage by 150%, which is permanent. Plus he increases art generation, which is 2 orbs per attack, only at 50% HP. He has his final nuke, which is his time timeout nuke, which activates upon the fight reaching 10 minutes. He will heal to 100% HP and then instantly deal heavy unmitigated damage. So you can't mitigate it, you will all die. Not only that, we also have to deal with everyone else, guys. What are you guys talking about? There's more people than just Vitz in this fight. So let's talk about who will be there in the beginning. We have Zila. Zila will have a total of 2 million HP. Her skill and art will buff all allies with a temporary accuracy, evasion, and damage buff. Celia will be there with 2.5 million HP. Her skill will lower freeze resistance while arts inflicts freeze, just like her actual units. Aristilla is next, which is probably the most annoying and definitely the one that you should be focusing on in the beginning of this fight. Aristilla has 3.4 million HP and her art will heal all enemies for an extreme amount of HP. That's pretty much all she does, but she is extremely annoying because no matter how much damage you deal to Vitz, until you kill Aristilla, she will keep healing herself and everyone else on her team. And that is who's there in the beginning. Now finally, let's talk about the Vitz revive. Yeah, he comebacks for phase 2, boys. So once Vitz revives, he has 3,250,000 HP. He has 200% paralysis and freeze resist, 100% silence resist, 90% faint resist, 50% blind, burn, and poison resist, and 30% break and disease resist. He has 100% attack up, 200% fire resist, 200% fire killer, 30% accuracy up, 100% art gauge up, 3 orbs per attack, and 100% crit res up. Also, whenever I mean 3 orbs per attack, every time Vitz attacks, he will generate 3 orbs for his art. He has 75% art damage resistance when not broken. Pretty much nothing changes here with any of his attacks and stuff. It pretty much all stays the same, except he's going to be spamming his art now, like repeatedly. And then not only this, upon him being revived, he has a buddy finally, boys. He will bring along Kurt, which Kurt is not really too much of a threat, I want to say, but he is extremely scary. So Kurt has 3 million HP, has a permanent 100% increase to accuracy, and upon Vitz reviving, he will deal heavy damage to the entire party. His normal art, if he gets it off after the initial nuke that he does upon arriving in the fight, will one-shot your team unless Thetis has True Art, Magia Drive, and at least one solid defensive buff on him. But like I said, Kurt really isn't a problem in this fight. He's just kind of there, but if he gets off his normal art, he will kill your entire team. Now that's actually it for everybody's mechanics and what they're doing in the fight. I know it's a lot, and it's, oh my god, dude, So here we are finally ready to fight Vitz. We know everything that he does, everything that every enemy will be doing in the fight. So what do? We suit up, soldier. We suit up. We walk in there and we get ready to get fisted right up the, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If you guys are doing this in Publix or something like that, I pray for you, because this takes a lot of coordination, at least in the beginning, to just understand what's going on. Once everybody's kind of understand what's to do, then you guys don't really need to talk or anything like that anymore. Also, I want to mention too, before we go into this, I will be specifically covering the Dalia comp. I'm not covering the Ashe, Norn, Usurpa, and Thetis comp because I don't like that comp. I think it's a little bit too inconsistent, and I like the Dalia a lot more. I'm going off of memory and the notes that I wrote down, so I can tell you exactly what to do, because unfortunately I don't have gameplay recorded right now for Vitz. I'm gonna have to record some after I beat him again, because I'm gonna have to go do it for a video. So as soon as you start the fight, like I said earlier, you have to watch out for that initial nuke. That initial nuke is the scariest thing, and you have to make sure that you survive that. That is the only thing that will hold off this team. If you can survive that, this team should work a-okay for you. So as soon as you get into the fight, this is my recommendation. If your Badul has either Iris's Frilly Bikini or Sandstone's True Weapon, instantly pop this equip. After popping this equip, Thetis should pop his True Weapon on himself, and if he wants insurance for Finn not to die, make sure he pops Ariel on Finn. Now while all that is going on with the defense equips, you also want to make sure your Finn and your Dalia presses every single equip they have. The reason for that is that Dalia should be using X marks the spot. Whenever you use X marks the spot, it's going to increase your BE gen rate, so you're going to instantly start seeing a lot more BE pop up. So everybody should use their equips instantaneously to generate the most BE possible. Also, if you can use your skill right before you go into anything, will also be nice, but don't tempt it if it's gonna cost you the run. After Dalia and Finn and everyone else pops all their equipment, you should instantly be able to get either a True Art with Thetis, a normal art, or everyone else should have normal arts or true arts. If you are Badul, Badul will instantly normal art. You will be normal arting this entire fight. Thetis, if he has his true art, it is up to you if you think you are confident enough that you can get your true art up and then instantly use your normal art. However, if you are not confident and you think you're lacking in the art gen, then instantly use your normal art, then go into Magia Drop. And I will say this too, keep spamming your normal art until you are confident and you are sure that you can generate enough arts to where you can get Magia Drive so your team doesn't die. Because once you get Magia Drive and you pop Great Attempt or you pop your normal art again, that's it. Everyone on your team should be perfectly okay. Finn and Aaliyah will start spamming true arts as soon as the fight starts. They should both be able to get their true art if they're using this equipment setup. Finn will keep spamming true arts and Aaliyah will probably spam 2 true arts in the beginning and then instantly go into stacking. Some people say 3, and it's up to you if you want to do 3 true arts and go into stacking, or if you want to do 2. I say 2 is enough just to help everyone get going. Now after that, here's the craziest part. The only thing you have to worry about now is pretty much surviving the fight. Dalia will keep stacking her buffs while Finn keeps using his true art to keep art genning for the team. Thetis, you have the most crucial role here. Thetis will be alternating between his true art 24/7. If it is taking too long to get your true art off after you are in Magia Drive, do not be afraid to pop your normal art. As long as you have a defensive buff up, you will be safe. Badul will keep popping his normal art as well and alternating his defense equips with Thetis. And what I mean by this is this exact rotation here. Thetis will pop his true weapon and then Badul will pop his defense weapon after Thetis' true weapon effect ends. Now, I don't want you to keep track of time because that's kind of unrealistic for you to see when that pops to track the exact time of when it goes away. So I'll tell you a little tip, I guess. Whenever you look at Thetis' true weapon, if the true weapon is max LB, you can start popping your next defense equip. Either let that be Thetis' true weapon on Badul or Sandstone's true weapon or Iris' frilly bikini. Pop that as soon as you see Thetis' true weapon hit the halfway point. And if you don't want to do that, you want to be a little bit more safe, you can always just wait and pop it whenever Vitz is arting. Just make sure that Thetis always has a defense equip on during the arts of Vitz, because if not, especially in the end, you will die. Now after Dalia reaches max stacks, she will start spamming her true art. Upon her spamming true art, what I recommend the Finn player do now is pop his true art. After he pops his true art, if Dalia's true art was popped recently, let Finn go into his normal art. The reason why is so where you guys get your equips up faster. After that, instantly go into your true art and kind of keep that rotation going unless you feel like you definitely need art gen more. If you need art gen more, then don't even worry about going into normal art. Rather be safe than sorry, but it will help out with Thetis and Badul cycling defense equips to make sure that they're always up when they're needed. Now after this should be when you guys get around your first break in the match. Whenever you get your first break, I recommend the Badul player to instantly use his true art. Only use true art with Badul during break. The reason for that is the 50% physical damage up is huge for Dark Cilia. It will help Dark Cilia hit so much harder, and possibly you will be able to instantly kill Aristilla within one break, because if not, then what will happen is after you break Vitz, Aristilla more than likely will heal her whole team, and then you will have to deal with that again. And you pretty much have to keep doing that until Aristilla dies. But keep in mind, you're racing against time because you have to beat it before 10 minutes. And don't stress out either if you're not killing Aristilla. Sometimes it takes 1, sometimes it takes 2 breaks, sometimes it takes even 3 breaks before Aristilla will finally die. Just make sure if you're Dalia to be spamming your true art all the time to make sure that's up. Also, I do want to say too is that after you have all your stacks and you're using your true art, you technically can alternate into your normal art to give the art damage up to everybody as well if you want to, but that's up to you. If you feel like, you know, you just need more damage, you just want all the damage in the world, then just keep spamming your true art. So the first part of the fight, like I said, is very easy. That's pretty much it. Now once you hit the 50% mark, this is where stuff gets tricky. The Thetis player must be on time with his true art or normal art. As soon as you've seen Vitz hit that 50% mark, and I'll show you on screen kind of where it is right now. That 50% mark, you have to make sure that you either pop your normal art or true art as soon as you see that, and then pop a defense equip, because he is nuking with that. He's going to do a lot of damage. If you don't have a defense equip and a brand new barrier up, either let that be normal art or true art, you may die as Thetis. And if you die, then the run is over. And that's pretty much it. Thetis is the main vocal point in this entire fight, unfortunately. So if you're Thetis, I feel bad for you, man, because it's a very stressful role. But as long as Badul and you are alternating and always being on top of your defense equip usage, you should be perfectly fine. Now, after the 50% nuke, if you survived, congrats, you're almost there. Just keep on going and keep on doing what you've been doing. Don't let off the gas at all. Another thing that I do want to point out too is if you run out of Magia Drive. If you run out of Magia Drive, don't panic. Especially if you just got done using a True Art, gave you a brand new barrier, just save until you get Magia Drive again. However, my point still stands. If you see your barrier break on Thetis' icon, if you see that he no longer has that barrier around him, make sure you put up a barrier. Make sure you put up that normal art or something like that. Because if not, then Vitz is going to kill your whole team. That's pretty much the key thing that I will say here. If you are the Thetis player, do not panic. Just keep a cool head and just keep tracking everything is going up. Now, the next part that you really have to worry about is the 20% nuke, but the 20% nuke is pretty much the exact same as the 50%, except he shouldn't be taking away your art gauge. He may do it again. It just depends. But just do the exact same thing you did for 50% and you should be alright. Now, after you do that, you should be close to killing Vitz the first time. After you kill Vitz the first time, he will revive. Upon reviving, he brings in Kurt. Once he brings in Kurt, this is some serious shit right here, boys. Kurt is going to do a lot of damage to everyone. So, what do? If you're Thetis, make sure you have a defense equip up and make sure to pop your True Art and keep that barrier on. Also, this is the phase where either it's do or die. It's also the one that's probably the most bearable because it's kind of a rhythm thing. What you do is that Badul and Thetis will still be alternating and making sure that they're in rhythm between their defense equips. And more so now than ever, you need to make sure that you always have defense equip up during Vitz's True Arts. Every time Vitz True Arts, the Thetis should always be able to get a True Art off or a normal. Preferably a True Art, but if you can only get a normal art off, then just use a normal art. So every time you see Vitz do his True Art, you should pop a True Art too. Dalia and everyone else will still be doing the same thing that they've been doing, making sure Badul is constantly using his normal art and only using his True Art during breaks. Finn will be making sure that he's art genning and alternating between his normal art when he has to, and Dalia will be spamming her True Art and then maybe using her normal art if she wants the extra damage for the entire team. Also, did I mention too that this stage makes it to where there's no more crits, but don't worry, Dalia still does a ton of damage because Dalia has 100% attack and 100% damage up with Blood the Ancient. And keep making sure if you are the Thetis player to constantly have your barrier up, constantly have a defense equip up, and make sure that you're alternating and in rhythm with your Badul to always have stuff on you. I cannot stress this enough. Make sure that Thetis always has a defense equip and always is able to put up a barrier. Also, another thing that I will tell you too is that save Ariel if you can for whenever you get in the pinch. Whenever you don't have any more defense equips, pop Ariel because that alone will save you because its damage reduction is insane. Now, after you alternate, you should be getting to the final break. Once you get to the final break, Badul pop True Art, Dalia pop True Art, everybody just go crazy, and you probably will kill Vitz. And then congratulations, you beat Vitz. And now you gotta beat him 14 more times. And I say 14, and that's if you are using a lucky apple. Make sure you guys use lucky apple because every time you beat Vitz, you'll get 2 LBs instead of 1. And that is pretty much the way how you beat Vitz. This video is 40 minutes long. It's definitely not gonna be that long whenever I edit it and stuff, but hopefully you guys are able to beat him. I can't give you guys any more tips. I pretty much broke it down the best way I could. So hopefully you guys can understand it. Hopefully you guys can follow the gameplays in the background and get everything down to a T and just make everything work. Like I said too, this video probably will come out either the last day of Vitz or the day after Vitz, so I apologize. But I will say that Vitz will be returning monthly. He should be returning every single month at least once. So if you guys watch this video, then in a month at a time, you'll be able to beat Vitz. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you watch all the way through, please tell me down below if this video helped you beat Vitz, if you are able to beat it consistently. Of course, if you guys need parties or anything like that, my Discord is always open to help people as much as they can. Find other people in that Discord so you guys can beat Vitz and get a 140 luck unit. Because he is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie, it looks really cool. But guys, I do want to say, if you can, please like the video. This took a lot to make, so go on ahead, hit that like button if you can, hit that subscribe button if you're new. This is the type of videos I make for G. And we have a unit showcase coming out for Vitz soon, and some other stuff, the Leah showcase and all that good stuff. But guys, thank you all for coming out. It's been your boy OP, and I'm out, guys. Peace.